All right. Nobody online, but at least I'll test them in front of you. See that? Not cutting at all. Look at that. So you know it's not going to cut hair. See that? Just folds the hair. So we got to fix them. Look at that. You two that are watching, can you see that rough edge in the light right in there? See those little bright little spots? That's damage on the inside of this blade. And it's real rough there at the tip. And so it wasn't cutting hair at all right in here. So we're going to work that area first. Still a little bit there. We're getting better. I probably should have used the 1,000 grit stone instead of the 1,500. There's some significant damage on the inside of these shears. All right, looks good. Thank you for the subscribe. It's always appreciated. It does help our little channel here. Move my light there. There's just a little damage. There's more damage on this one than the other blade. So I'm going to go to the 1000 stone. These shears were folding hair. They wouldn't even cut 1-ply tissue paper. They look pretty good. Awesome. Oh yeah, those are super rough on that side also. Appreciate y'all watching out there. I'm Mike White. I own Sharpen Right Services located in League City, Texas. League City's halfway between Houston and Galveston on the Texas Gulf Coast. We sharpen salon shears, barber shears, and pet grooming shears. We're doing salon shears for a local stylist today. We do clipper blades. We do sewing and industrial scissors and just about any kind of knife. All right, so it's going to get loud in here because I've got to turn the dust collection on. All right, it's going to get even louder in here. It's very warm this afternoon.
Tell me where you're watching from out there. That one looks good. What's everybody up to this afternoon? Good. Back to the stones. $110 people watching. Tell me where you're watching from. See, there's just still some rough edges there. I'm gonna have to go back on that blade, and this one too. I don't like the way it looks. So we're gonna start from the beginning on this. It's got some deep gouges, and I can feel it with the marker. It's right there. It's a highly damaged blade. It's deep. The nicks are deep in the blade. It's getting ready to storm here. My dog is freaking out from the thunder. All right, I think I got the damage that time. I took off more material than I would normally like to take off. All right, hang on 1 second, folks. We got a storm coming up, so I'm gonna stop it right there for a second. I'll be right back. Y'all hang tight. All right, sorry about that. I think we got it. I think we have it better than we did the first round. I kept seeing a little nick, a refraction of light on the inside of this blade. And I don't see it now. I think I got it. And that looks good too. We are going to work the ride lines a little bit more to refresh that inside edge. Well, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate if y'all hit that thumbs up button and also subscribe to the channel. It does help our little business down here in Texas grow. About 90% of the people find us through a Google search. And since doing the YouTube channel, our page pops up all over the country. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. It is pouring. Make sure that side looks good. Looks real nice. Looks good. Feels better than it was. They were very crunchy to begin with. Oh yeah, they're cutting butter. Well, I'll show you. So if you go to the beginning of this video, they were folding hair. No cutting of hair whatsoever. Now, wonderful. Make sure they cut at the tips. Looks good. Tips aren't quite closing. I had to take off some serious material. So I'm going to change the bumper out in this. Let me see if I can adjust the bumper. See if I can get it cut a little bit better at the tip. I'm just going to remove a little bit of material on the bumper. And that was enough. That was enough to, oh yeah. So it's just at the tip. Now it's cutting at the tip. She will be happy. Let's lubricate them here. Give them just a hair of tension. what I like to do is put a little rubber band around them so they don't open and get nicks on them again. So there's one pair done. I've got 3 more pair to do this afternoon. Here's another pair. I'll show y'all how I initially test on 1-ply tissue paper. That's not bad. It's a little rough. It's a little grippy right there. Let's try the hair. Look, I got rid of my towel there. Let's get another towel. That hair gets everywhere. Adam, thanks for watching. At the tip, let's see the tip. Oh, see it? Watch it push that hair. Let's try in the middle. It's just pushing the hair. So those need sharpening, and we're going to sharpen them. Oh, these are dirty. I can tell how dirty these are. So here's my latest little tool that I got from a guy in Ardmore, Oklahoma, Tracy Marks, sharpenup123.com. He makes this for shears, and it really works good. And it really works good for me because my hands are so weak. I have osteo and rheumatoid arthritis, and as I've gotten older, it's getting worse. And so I don't have the dexterity that I once had. So he made that little tool for me, and it works great. All right, we'll let those parts soak. See, look at all the hair and crud inside your barber or stylist shears. This is not even that bad. I'm sad to say. Alcohol, Adam. 70% rubbing alcohol or isopropyl. Kills all the germs. I clean everything with alcohol. That's why I keep going this way. I'm spraying it away instead of spraying it right here. I've got alcohol in these bottles. I have bottles everywhere with alcohol in them. And it keeps everything fairly clean. I'm kind of paranoid. And when I'm inside the, that's so gross. When I'm in the salons, I wear a mask. Yeah. And the sad thing about it is, I do a lot of dog groomers, and the dog groomers keep their shears cleaner. Their shears and their clipper blades cleaner than the barbers and the stylists do. Well, I don't go to the dog grooming places, so I'm not having to worry about that. I do go to barbers and salons, but dog groomers have to bring their tools to me here at the shop. And for the exact reason why you're talking, I have allergies bad enough. And I'm not anti-dog. You can't see on the camera, but there's 2 dogs laying at my feet right now. I got 2 German Shepherds, and there's fur all over our house and in my shop. So that's not the issue. But I just don't do dog groomers. They're at their salons. All of her shears are damaged on the inside. My daughter's got a golden retriever, and she comes up. This is she brings her over all the time and stays with my 2 dogs. Yeah, there's more long hair on those. Long blonde hair all over the house. I don't know if they're being dropped or not. Usually if they're dropped, they'd be on the tip. It's like right here. I think what she does is, when she brought them to me, she had all of her shears in just a plastic bag dumped in there. So she throws them in the bag and they just nick against each other. She needs a case. She needs to keep her scissors in a case and not in a bag. And you know, they don't adjust the tension on them, so they easily open and nick against each other. There's just something right there. I had a couple at the tip. Now there's 2, there's 3 right. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. See that right there? See that little nick? There's 3 of them right there in that inside, and that last pair of shears was the same way. Yeah, I don't have a very good camera here. I'm using the iPhone. That looks pretty good. We're getting there. This is a 1,000 grit. I'll take it to 5,000 before we're finished. The 1,000 is just for fixing the damage. I'm trying to recreate that line. You see that line in the light? That's called the ride line. And it needs to be perfectly even and beautiful like a mirror all the way down and around here. And that's what I'm working on right now. I call them starburst, but what it is the refraction of light. You can't see it, but I have multiple lights surrounding me from different angles. And so when I turn the shear, what you'll see in just a minute, so when I'm looking here in the light and I'm turning this shear, I'm looking for little stars along this edge, and they'll pop in the light, and that tells me that there's tiny damage along that line. Right now I'm not getting any. I think I've got all of it, all of the damage done, or taken out, and I have a clean ride line from the tip to the J. See that machined surface? That needs to be like a mirror all the way along there. See that? So I've got I've got both blades inside, the inside surface of the blade the way I want it. Now I'm going to work on the outside of the blade. This side is flat. This side is what's called convexed. Like a wing of an airplane. It goes down like that, just like the wing of an airplane. You might want to do this someday. There's money to be made here. All right, let's move the camera. So now I'm going to create a new edge where that red marker is. I think that's going to work. Let's take a pass and see what happens. I got a nice burr all the way across. I'm basically recreating I'm putting a new edge on the outside of it, but I got to find the right angle, and that's what I put the red marker on there for, and I've got the angle right. See, the marker's gone. Now I'm just redefining that edge. I rotate the shear to the right to make that wing. Keep to the center line of the disc. So we got a fresh edge, fresh new blade. Now we're just going to polish all that nice metal up. MG, I do not, but if you want somebody to teach you, I've got a couple of teachers. What part of the country are you in? I'm not a trainer. Looks good. Looks real good. Guy, I would suggest you go learn to sharpen on the Hirito. Call him and talk to him on the phone. John's a good guy. Whoop, I'm going to use the other one first. Look at that, I cut myself again. I did that yesterday. That's me not paying attention. John Kuiper, Kuiper. His website, it's Wicked Sharp Shears, wickedsharpshears.com. If you just Google Wicked Sharp Shears in Jupiter, Florida, his website will come up. Call him and tell him that Mike White in Texas sent you. My advice, hey Jim, my advice is to talk to a bunch of teachers, instructors, and find one that you can build a personal relationship with, because it's not going to be one of those deals where you're going to meet with him one time and that's it. You're going to want somebody who's going to help you once you get started in the business sharpening, and John is super about that. I trained with him 7-8 years ago, and I text him at least once a week, 3 or 4 times a month probably. I'll have a question about something, and he's a great resource. I do, Adam. It's Sharpen Right Services, LLC in League City, Texas. You can go to my website, sharpenright.com, and there's a link to all my social media pages. And I have a message set up on my website, so you can message me through my website. All right. I think I need a clean towel, don't I? My towel's looking nasty. So what I'm looking for here is, now that I've got both sides redone, I'm looking for any kind of oddball refractions, of light. And that looks real good. Maybe a little burr right there at the base, but I'm going to go back to the stones here in a minute anyway. MG, are you still on? I was going to say, the Hirito is not the only good machine out there. There's some other ones. So The other person I'd probably suggest you talk to is Bonnie McGowan. She's just out of Atlanta, Georgia at Bonica, BONIKA.com. Well, you're ready to go to the next level then, man, if you've been doing it for 3 years. I still do a lot of knives, and I enjoy doing knives more than anything. But the money's to be made in the hair shears and the clipper blades. And if you'll check out Bonica, they have a Facebook page. A YouTube channel. Bonica Shears, and I can't remember the name of the town they are in Georgia. But they have their own machine, and they have a good training program. I would talk to her. I would talk to Dennis Brooks at Hamagura, USA. You can do it. If you hustle, you could do it, man. I quit a career of 29 years to do this 5 years ago. I started part-time, and 5 years ago, this past January, I went full-time, and have not regretted it at all. Let me read that email. What's this one say? Would be the ideal RPM to perform this razor edge. What would be the ideal to perform razor? This can be done on a disc of sandpaper. No, it cannot be done on a disc of sandpaper. This particular machine is what's called a flat hone, FLATHONE, and it's a specialized piece of equipment. It's called a Hirato, HIRA-TO, and it's made by Wolf Industries in Spartanburg, South Carolina. You can check it out. You can check out my channel here. And what was your name again? Daniel. Daniel, look on the post section of my YouTube channel, and if you'll scroll down, there's a list of all the equipment that I use. And it's not necessarily the ideal equipment. There's other machines like this out there. There's 3 or 4 different ones around the country. That looks good. So all the damage is gone. I don't see any odd refractions of light on the edge. So now we'll go to the 5,000 stone. I don't take it any further than 5,000. Looks good. Well, if you get your website and you do some social media marketing and so forth, people will come to you. I get 90% of my business comes from a Google search, and then repeat business after that. Adam, where are you located? Okay. I mean, y'all probably have lots of like farmers markets and craft markets and things like that. Those are great places to meet people, you know. There you go, man. You're ahead of the game right there, MG. Do you do scissors, like sewing scissors? I do a ton of sewing scissors. Both of you, yeah. If you do sewing scissors, you know, there's a ton of people who still sew. I do a lot of scissors, and there's a lot of places that people don't think about. Like some of my best clients are upholstery shops, auto upholstery. Now I'm on the Texas Gulf Coast, so we have a lot of boat places, marine places. I do a lot of marine upholstery guys, and that's good money. Oh, look at that, that's wonderful. So we're gonna test the hair. So you have the twice as sharp, I guess, huh? Perfect. You can make good money doing that. If you'll contact me, I've got a list I'll give you of all the different businesses that use scissors like that we don't even think about. Oh, look at that, that's wonderful. It was pushing hair before. Now it's cutting great. Let's see if it's cutting at the tip. Perfect, 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 perfect. So those are done. You know, sharpening hair shears is the most expensive part of the business. I made a lot of money for the first 5 years just doing kitchen knives and sewing scissors. And I still do a lot. I do a couple hundred knives a week. Well, I appreciate it, Adam. 9 p.m. It's only 3 in the afternoon here. I'm waiting for 5 o'clock for cocktail time. Well, I charge $20 US dollars for all shears when they bring them to me. Like this lady brought these shears to my shop here. If I go to a salon, which I will on Monday, I charge $35 a pair because I have to go to the salon or barber shop. Those are good. Find my little rubber bands. All right, we got 2 more pair to do. Man, that's my favorite drink, man. We're gonna have beer tonight. We'll have a couple beers this evening. But yes, an old-fashioned is my spot-on drink. All right, let's do another pair. Let's test these. They're cutting, they're just a little crunchy. Let's try the hair. And see, this thing's got a little ding in it too. They all got little dings in the blade. What the hell? All right, let's see if you, let's look at this. See it push the hair? Ugh. Oh, and you Germans got the best beer. I like a good Oktoberfest. Yeah, she has 2 pairs of them like that. They're odd, aren't they? Got a nick in the tip. Right there. See that? Can you see that little right there? Watch right there. See that little light piece? See if I can zoom in. All of her blades are nicked up the same way. So we're gonna go to the 1,000 stone. I'm tired of dinking around here. I wanna get these done. I'm getting tired. And 2 more pair, and then I can stop for the day. Yeah, it's more money. But I'm also tired. And when you get tired, you make mistakes or cut yourself. Yeah, not my kind of thing. Well, we're supposed to go to a British pub for dinner tonight. It's Friday, so it's gotta have our Lenten fish. Yep, I've done that too. I get a lot of business from our neighborhood. I post on Nextdoor. I post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. But the Google page is where I get most of my business. And it's a little bit more difficult to establish a Google business page now than it used to be. But I ask every new customer, hey, how'd you find me? And virtually all of them is just a Google search. See right there, that J is kind of, I'm going to work that a little harder there. I think that looks good. Yep, Jim, you've worked it good. Jim, I think you follow Vinny in Reno also. He just hit like 200 positive reviews. He's really good at working that, getting people to do Google reviews. I always forget to ask people to do it. Oh shoot, I just sprayed my stone with alcohol. I'm worried about the tip here. There's like a little indention in the tip. Yeah, you might have a conversation with Vinny. He seems to have it down. He's only been in business a short time, and he's got 200 reviews. I've been in business 10 years, and I don't have 200 reviews. There's just a little rough spot right there. Well, I think that's all I'm going to be able to get out of that. We'll see after I grind it on the flat hone here. I'm going to get aggressive again. Well, Jim, I think the algorithm is dead for my live views now, too. Yeah, I think they've changed the algorithms. Oh well. I know I was growing subscribers fairly quickly and it's dropped off. My goal is to get to 10,000 by the end of this year. And I'm really struggling to get to 8,000. So you 45 people who are watching out there, helping me out and subscribe to my channel. And come in here and talk to me when I'm doing this stuff. All right, let's see if these are going to be better now. Put all my disc up first here, sorry. If y'all want to know what's happening, I've got a little stand for my disc. I have to keep them in order. See, this is the time of the day I get tired and get stupid and cut my hand open. We got one more pair of shears. We've already been 78 minutes. All right, back to the stones. That looks good. I still have something at that tip. It's driving me crazy. I think I've almost got it. Looks good. I think it's going to cut well. At least that's what I think at this point. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I think there's still a little nick there. I think that looks real good on that blade. I feel like this blade is going to be a problem. We're going to find out. I appreciate y'all watching out there. Hope you hit that thumbs up button. If you just tuned in, I'm Mike White with Sharp and Right Services located in League City, Texas. League City's halfway between Houston and Galveston on the Texas Gulf Coast. And it is rainy, hot and humid today in Texas. And we've got storms coming in. And I'm sharpening some salon shears for a local stylist. She brought me 7 pairs. I got one more pair to do after this, and I'm done for today. And so we're going to see if it cuts 1-ply tissue paper, just one cut on it. Oh, look at that. That's wonderful. And now we're going to try hair. Oh, sorry, I keep hitting that boom. So it was pushing hair before. So let's try the tip. That's what I'm worried about, is the tip. I think they're cutting good. They're not pushing hair anymore. They're cutting now, even a thick batch. I think they're good. I think they're wonderful. So now we just need to adjust them. That's a pretty good tension right there. Little lube, dry lube on it, maybe a little back off of it. There we go, that's about right. See how they feel. No resistance, real good. Little rubber band to keep them closed. And I think that's part of what her problem is. She brought me all 7 pair in a Ziploc bag, no sheath around them, nothing to hold them open. Some of them were halfway open. And you're gonna nick your shears if you do that. She needs them in a case. Last one. Let's see how they cut. They're not bad. A little crunchy. Let's see how they cut hair. So let's try the tip. Pushing. See it push the hair? Watch this. Watch it push. It's not crisp. So they need some love. Let's get out the... I don't know if you've ever seen these little screws before, but you have to use something like that to get the screw off. This particular product was made by a fellow sharpener, Tracy Marks, in Ardmore, Oklahoma. Normally, what we have to use to do these kind of things is this little tool here, which is just a little metal thing. And he's made it into something a little bit more grippy. He's made a couple of different ones for me, and they work out really well. Also have this one from another guy in Wyoming that makes this one. I really like this one. The problem is it's just too big for my hands with my arthritis. This is just a little bit better. I have more dexterity with this particular product. I'll do a video on it soon if any of you sharpeners out there want it. The guy's website is sharpenup123.com, and it's Tracy Marks in Ardmore, Oklahoma. His sharpening service is Sharpen Up. So this one doesn't have any nicks on it. Yeah, he does. It's sharpenup123.com. Ardmore, Oklahoma. Sharpen Up 123. He's also the one that made me my little disc case. He made this for me too. Holds all my abrasives. He's an engineer by trade. He's a retired engineer is what he is. I have no creativity when making anything, so you won't get any products from me. Maybe right there. That looks good. Y'all can find me on Facebook. Look up Sharpen Right Services, LLC in League City, Texas.